Okay, so this isn't technically a lesson, this video. It's more just an FYI, kind of a cheat video. So I've added in our playlist one possible way that you can remember the unit circle to just help you memorize it, since that is something that you are going to need to do. This is how I do it. It was something that was shown to me when I was in high school, and I thought it was brilliant. You can watch, not watch, use it, don't use it, completely up to you. But it's how I remembered the unit circle to this day. So I create a table, and I first just put all my special angles from 0 to 90 degrees. And I'm going to do it in radians, just because that's something we're trying to get used to and comfortable with right now. And that's what we're really going to be using for the most part in grade 12. So get to 90 degrees, and then I create a chart based on that. So I'm going to do sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta. Remembering, if we need to, that sine is your y value on your unit circle and cosine is x. So from here, how I fill it in is I go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I take the square roots of all of those, and then I divide them all by 2. I look to simplify where I can, so the square root of 0 is 0, divided by 2 is still 0, so that's my actual value that I'm going to put in here. Square root of 1 is 1, so this becomes just a half. This one stays the same, so does this. I can't simplify it anymore. Square root of 4 is 2, divided by 2 is just 1. Now, you may or may not have noticed when you're working with your unit circle, but our values going for cosine actually are just the reverse of sine. So I can fill them in looking at my first row now that that's generated. Half root 2 over 2, root 3 over 2, and 1. So then it just comes down to my tan values, and for that I go, it's always remembering that tan is y divided by x, sine divided by cosine. So 0 divided by 1 is 0. A half divided by 3 over 2. I'm going to just jot that down here. So we've got 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2. So again, this one's a tricky one. We're dealing with fractions and division. Remember, multiply by the reciprocal. So that's 1/2 times not root 3 over 2, but 2 over root 3. 2's cancel out. So tan of pi over 6 is going to be 1 over root 3. Sorry, it's so messy and squished in there. Pi over 4 is nice because they're both the same. Anything divided by itself is 1. And then pi over 3, well, it's the reciprocal of pi over 6, because we've got, instead of half divided by root 3 over 2, we've got root 3 over 2 divided by a half. So I'm just going to take this one and flip it. It's root 3. And then my last one, I can't divide by 0. It's not allowed. You can't take a group of things and have 0 groups of them. So this is undefined. And that's how I generate my special angle values every time. This is what I kind of like imagine in my head. So if that works for you, that's amazing. Just a couple notes. This you don't have to rationalize. You could write it as root 3 over 3. That's totally fine. Doesn't matter though, either one. But that's a quick way to generate everything if you've completely forgotten kind of what's going on. And once you have your first quadrant, it just comes down to whether things are positive or negative using our all students take calculus kind of acronym. So I hope that helps. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's totally fine too. I won't be offended as long as you figure out something that works for you.